set it on the Alexa device. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so I was just like crying. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine, and the screens are really bright in a dark room. We can't be doing that. Oh, that's weird. I thought there's like a whole ass spider on the thing, but what it was is just like the spot of blood from the spider that I killed like a week ago. But it was like that spider was alive again in my mind. Anyway, so I just like disclosed to a friend of mine, like, okay, I was like, gosh, I'm like dealing with stuff, and like what I'm dealing with is the loss of a relationship, possibly the loss of this like twin flame love of my life, like one true love, like we could have a ministry together, like we could have art career together, we could have a fashion brand together, like life is better that I have known him. I'm so thankful that we had the time that we had. Him choosing to commit suicide could fucking destroy me. I did also just get a mild concussion, head injury, a concussion, mild traumatic brain injury. I'm fine now. I'm in the clear. I had nausea for constant nausea for a week, so 8 days, and that's gone now. So I'm like totally fine there. I mean, it's healing anyway. And um um and then like as it feels like I'm losing this like love of my life, twin flame, to addiction and suicide, it's just utter self-destruction. It also feels like I'm losing myself, and what I'm experiencing, like really must be healing from dissociative identity disorder. Now, I did not experience like true splitting until I was administered antipsychotic injection Thorazine. Um, that really broke me. And like every time I got like again wrongfully injected with antipsychotics or administered antipsychotics like Seroquel, that like unlocked another alternate identity person that just like, I mean, I came out of the hospital one time and like I was like fully a child. Like I was getting stuck a child. And another time I came out of the hospital, that dangerous clown psycho that like steps in and handles shit, like that could get the reins. And so I've been dealing with that. And like I really only like just last year like really like named like like discerned them, addressed them, understood how to work within the system. And and like losing the ability to like actually like fully switch and like firmly be seated in any one solid save state. It's like it's worse than losing someone that you know and love. It's 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 like losing myself when I got my severe traumatic brain injury. I guess, you know, that maybe could be what precipitated healing, or I don't know. I don't even know like what could, I mean, I have a lot of ideas of what horrors I could have endured as a child, but I don't have any access to anything that makes sense other than the random Akashic record accessing download. Just, I have always been, I shall always be, I am. Oh, I am what? God, the creator of everything, and everyone is me, and nobody else realizes that they're God, but everyone else is, and, you know, like, oh, like, this lifetime, this is my last lifetime, and I'm here for, you know, the show, for the celebration, for the end of the game, and people are gonna start waking up, and, you know, like 10 years go by, and it's like, well, nobody's fucking awake yet. It's still just me, and everyone just thinks I'm like evil and demonic and a witch and psychotic and bad and weird and you know, like, I didn't ask to be aware. I mean, not on any conscious level did I ask to be aware that death is a transition, not an end, that time is an illusion that you can choose not to subscribe to at 5 years old. And I did not on any conscious level seek to be aware that I chose, cherry-picked every experience I've ever had in this lifetime for the purpose of knowing myself better, because the only purpose in life is to know yourself and master yourself. Because you are God, and this is the return to God. To unity, from duality. But I think we can all appreciate that that could impact a child's psyche and prevent them from fully coalescing. Because obviously, well, I mean, maybe you don't know, but dissociative identity disorder is something that, like, basically, like, every child is a dissociative identity disorder system, but the natural process of growth, uninterrupted, unimpeded by trauma, coalesces. It all goes away. That's why it's like fucking nuts that you would like entertain the notion of a child under the age of, well, I mean, anyone under the age of 25. It's ridiculous that you entertain the notion, but I mean, it's fucking child abuse to behave as though your child of 5, 7, 10 years old like has decided that they are the wrong gender. That's fucking insane. It's like losing yourself. And as far as like this is healing, like, I mean, wouldn't that be like the dissolution? Like, I'm safe, I don't need them, or shit's just shifting. It's just the evolution of consciousness that this is just what's happening now. Or the twin flame union has precipitated this healing, has enabled and allowed it, and I can't even, like, I am so terrified. Like, I cannot even, I can't even look at a world that he's not in. Like, I feel like I'm all alone in the Matrix, except I'm not alone because he's here. I have felt like I was all alone in the Matrix since I was 5 years old. So to have him at age 40, finally, I'm just like, I can't imagine losing that after all this time running towards it, losing it. But if he commits suicide, I also am aghast, agape in horror, unable to fathom what spiritual implications might befall my head. Oh, demons coming home to roost. If we can't shoulder that load of darkness together, then it will be on me to slay them, which I can, of course. But in the meantime, I mean, right now, that the functioning, like I don't go in any slot fully. I'm not accessing any one solid save state. Like all the masks are just like shifting, and you can kind of tell, like talking to me, you know, like I'll get hard for a moment, and then just like, and I'm like that all the time. Shifting for me feels like a switch being thrown, literally like a switch being thrown. Like before I ever had any awareness that I was dealing with dissociative identity disorder, I was very aware that my significant other of 8 years had dissociative identity disorder, had missing time, did not remember, did not have access anymore to the identity that had been in a loving like marriage type union with me for 8 years. Yeah. And I just felt, and you can fucking go look, like I've been talking about this. I've been like full disclosure on the internet, and like now it's like, man, I'm really glad that like there's actually like proof of all of this shit, because you can fully fucking see me switching videos, can't you? You can. Yeah. And I fucking call it the kill switch, and my fucking masculine identity is Killian, which is just the name I would have been. Like if I had been born a boy, my name was to be Killian. So the kill switch, like, I mean, it's so like, seriously? Are you fucking kidding me? In my face. It's so in my face. It's in your face. Yeah. So you know, years ago in like 2017, when I'm talking about how like it feels like the antipsychotics installed this kill switch where I start to get to like a functioning point, I start to feel like I'm, you know, 16, which like 16 is my like highest functioning, like that's like the best I ever was, man. That was like before the fucking medication, before the traumatic brain injury, before the domestic violence, before fucking, I mean, anyway. I credit 16 as, you know, the last year I was actually alive. All of this is just borrowed time. We're just in bonus levels, like, we have been. And I've never felt older than 16 either. Like every birthday I've looked in the mirror since age 16 and I've just been like, I'm still 16. Like that awareness. Yeah. So anyway, I couldn't get to 16. So, you know, like I'd like start to get to functioning and feeling like 16, and and just this kill switch, the medications that I was prescribed that I never should have been on, because I wasn't psychotic. I wasn't psychotic. I wasn't psychotic. I mean, I wasn't psychotic. Psychic. not psychotic. Like, I mean, yeah, it seems crazy to me too. Like, you just like fucking know things. Like, you just like hear people's thoughts, like they spoke out loud and like respond to that shit. Like, you have no idea the life I've led. You have no fucking idea. When I say that the Twilight Zone just kind of emanates from me, like, that's some real shit. No sooner did I say that to a couple of cops the other day than they actually experienced it for themselves. Yeah. And one of them I'd had encounter with before, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that I told you when you met me that the Twilight Zone just kind of emanates from me. So this is the second time I'm telling you. And by the way, remember when we met? Here's the details, some Twilight Zone details that fill in the blanks of that. Yeah. Well, it felt like I was falling off the face of the earth, like having this out of body experience that I would be able bodied to like strut up to this place in D-Top where you needed to assist me back home because I am a an ambulatory wheelchair user. I was like out with no phone and no ID or anything. Remember that night that we met, right? Yeah. Well, I was feeling like I was falling off the face of the earth and having that out of body experience and like actively being a weirdo. Well, unbeknownst to me at the time, this guy that's like love of my life, twin flame, yeah, he was overdosing on fentanyl, um, you know, in Wyco. Yeah, he was dying, dead, blue, revived, and yeah, so just a little while we wait. Never a dull moment with me, I swear. So, the other thing is that the joy that my little experiences, like not being able to like be seated in that and operate from it, like really, really get into it, and feel it because she enables and allows it. I feel so depressed. I mean, it's weird, man. I mean, I can like story tell and like play with my Monster High dolls, like, as an adult. Like Killian can play with them, 16 can play with them. Um but that's not the same as, my child self, just playing with the dolls. Like she's not telling elaborate stories. She's subconsciously processing stuff like in her play. Um but it's not, you know, it's not like, oh, what's the fashion, or like what did we do with this doll before. There's a whimsy and a freedom and just a joy that because I'm not switching into a solid save state fully, I'm not experiencing. And I'm not protecting myself, because like when I should be protecting myself, the like I don't switch. I just kind of like fugue out, like just kind of like zone, like fucking like comatose almost. Like trying to switch into the personality, the alter, whatever, that's legitimately fucking dangerous and a threat. And like if the drugs were trying to kill anything, like, and just indiscriminately destroying my personality, it's that. Okay? That has been keeping me alive, protecting me. Like, I've lived with my head on the swivel on the street. Like, I've survived. I was fucking tough. I was on the ball. Like for me to just be like helpless and like there's just the I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I don't flame on. It's got to be healing, right? Like, it can't be more broken. The like not feeling them as a separate thing. Like not even we're not even sitting around a table. We're not even in a house together. I don't know where they are. Like, I actually did switch into Killian last night, and I was like, Kill! Oh my gosh! And like, no sooner did I acknowledge that he was there than he was gone. Like, every time I start to feel, see, this is so fucking bad, dude. Like, this is the awareness of the D.I.D. like culture being like so prevalent in the media, like inescapable, in my face all the fucking time. Like now, like it's not my kill switch. It's not like my term kill switch, this sensation that I've been having, that I've been dealing with for a decade. It's not that anymore. It's switching. I'm fully fucking aware that I'm switching into a different alternate identity in a dissociative identity system. That is not serving me like to protect me in the world. I'm like, I couldn't, like, I was like midway child and like not fully in my body today and needed food, and I ended up like pouring scald. Like, I knew I shouldn't be operating the stove, but where's the babysitter? And I wasn't even somebody that could go, oh, I can't work the stove. Like I don't even know my rules. Like, I can't even mind anyone. I don't like, if this is D.I.D. healing, I don't want it not like this, but I don't know what else it could be, right? I knew I shouldn't be cooking. I wasn't with it. I wander around a lot more. Just, pacing, not knowing why I got up or remembering that I got up, really. I'm just like, oh, what am I doing? Well, what can I do? Like, I'll just, try to direct myself. It seems like I'm able to focus a lot better on like ADHD, like significantly diminished. Um, that makes sense. Like, nobody's competing for attention. Nobody's competing for the control panel because the kill switch doesn't even work. But see, the kill switch, like, the thing about like when I labeled it the kill switch is that like it felt like something bad was being summoned. And more often than not, I would like feel that kill switch, like pills kicking in that aren't in my system, because I'm completely free of all prescription medications and I don't do recreational drugs. Like, I'd feel that kill switch kicking in, and it would just feel like something so dark on the other side, and 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 I would consistently like nod out and come to just that fucking ball of rage, just that level of done, that I'm going to go out and kill as many people as I can and have as much fun doing it before they end me, because fuck this game, I'm done. Yeah, and like Like, it sucks to like be in that, like, kind of cycling through the, like, oh, the despair and the rage and all that going on. But like, also for me, like, it matters, apparently, which my lived experience tells me this, my life experience tells me so. It's significant that you are aware that you're God creating the reality that you experience, and that is shared with others, that you're shaping it, that, like, it matters. Because, like, I can't go dark. I mean, that's funny. I said I can't go dark and those lights came on. The blue light special, even that blue light doesn't always come on. In fact, all the blue bulbs have been burnt out on the strand, but this one came on last night. I know that, maybe the night before, but yeah, that's weird. None of the other blue lights on the strand are on. Blue light disrupts the circadian rhythm, prevents natural sleep cycle. Earthing is the counterbalance to that. Earthing, grounding, the electromagnetic frequency of the earth is healing Gaia. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, dark. When I go dark, bad things happen in reality, like really bad things. Like, bad things happen in my, like, immediate vicinity, like something falls, lights go out, accidents happen outside, pets and relatives of people I know die or get diagnosed with cancer. Like me going dark, within 5 minutes, results in something that makes me realize that I need to get out of the fucking dark really fucking fast, because it's gonna mean the end of the fucking world. And that's a responsibility that I have bore for far too long. But it is what it is. I really can't deny it. Like, literally, just like, ha ha ha, crazy fucking dark clown, dance out to the balcony, spin, point your finger gun, and fucking cars crash, like, exactly where you're pointing. Oh, okay, let's not do that. Like, that's right, yeah. Don't throw the rabbits into traffic, Mindy. I'm sorry. There's always an abundance of freshly dead squirrels when I go for a stroll. Anyway, so I can't be dark because, like, being God, I'm like the devil or whatever, and I'm gonna end the earth like fire, ice. I don't know. I like them both, but hey, I'm really a pyro, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. And so, for the sake of humanity, I do have to maintain love and light, and I can't go to those dark places. I don't get to do that childish thing, and the kill switch thing that was happening was giving the, like spinning the wheel, and possibly giving the reins over to that dark psycho that just wants to take a baseball bat and smash everybody. Yeah. So that's not good. But I don't have that anymore. I don't have anything to protect myself, and I feel impotent. Oh yeah, I feel impotent. So impotent. And like, wow, this is like a really, really human experience, Like, I am so human. Like, I am God having a human experience, like the most Christ-like thing on earth, that, as far as I can tell, much to my chagrin, like, I'm doing it just from a different perspective, the other side. I didn't choose, God and good. uh I I I walked I walked, all the way down into hell, came out the other side of it and was like, oh, look, there's light. I just kept going down into the darkness and now there's light here. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I just like stumbled upon it, really. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be aliens. My trauma could be a whole childhood of multiple alien abductions, and my like near constant nosebleeds were because of that. And I mean, my dad did chase UFOs on top of being, like someone who's manipulating the timeline. See, I try not to manipulate the timeline, and I adamantly work at not manipulating other people also. I am like, and it is an effort because, man, like that is just like the gift that I had like from go, is that I could get anybody to do anything I wanted to. I could talk anybody into or out of anything, and now I seek only to use that ability in order to help people heal, find themselves, and talk them off of literal ledges and any, suicidal situation, talking people out of suicide. I'm especially good at that. I don't even really mean to. It just kind of has been happening. But like that's what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do, like a legitimate Christian ministry with credentials and everything in suicide prevention. That's what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Um um Residual self-image and self-perception, gender dysphoria, body dysmorphia, all of these things, they're because you create your reality. Like you see in the mirror, like what you are consciously. And like I feel older and uglier, like not having like access to anyone. I feel older and uglier than I've ever felt in my life. And I tell you, I used to think that I was like really fucking ugly. Never old though. Like never old. Shit, I've been like fucking eschewing time since I was 5, just like I don't buy it. It don't like time don't have me and I don't have time. Don't have time for time. Don't have time to be had by time. I have 3 phones sitting here. Isn't that this is the one. This is the one that I need to open and see if the memory card SIM card. Yeah, yeah. Okay, battery cover. Oh, it's gonna require me to get a tool or break my nail, isn't it? This year is the first that I've ever had to take my glasses off in order to see things up close, and it's like hard. It's been difficult. I'll tell you what's been difficult. Anything like shining, anything with a shine to it, even like like pen tip, pencil lead, uh, scissors, like it does something to really warp my perception. Um, I have a mighty hard time drawing a straight line, cutting a straight line, and I have like it's like I can't. It's like my eyes won't like can't focus. It's like my eyes can't focus. So that's really fucking scary, like me not, I mean, come on, like I'm the one aware that it's God, like I know that I'm channeling aspects of myself from parallel dimensions, from other timelines, and from this one. Like, they're solid save states for a reason. I call them that for a reason, you know. And so, like, losing that ability is, you know, like losing a god power. And this experience for me has been falling from the position of God, and with full awareness that I chose to do that, to take that fall. So yeah. Well, smarter, not harder, right? Let's plug it in and charge it, and then I'll like access its data, and it'll tell me. Sometimes I'm just bewildered by things I'm looking at too. I'm broken, man. And I've been broken, and been managing that pretty well, and not having the the solid save state alternate identity things to function from is really like, oh, it's hard. It's really hard. It doesn't feel like a good thing. It doesn't feel like healing. It feels like loss and suffering and pain. It's like, you know, I had legitimate body dysmorphic disorder, gender dysphoria. I would look in the mirror and just not understand how I wasn't male, you know, and feel just incomplete and wrong, and the what I felt on the inside was it's not giving any indication that it's charging. It wasn't before I put the case on either. This is the case that it came with. Well, you bloody gotta have the thing that it came with to charge it, right? Like, it won't even work if you don't use that, I guess. That's Alexa's thing, or Alexa has claimed it anyway. Oh, what? I said Alexa, and so it, yeah. I hate these things. Oh, I hate this world. Oh, I hate this world so much. Oh my god, I would give anything for it to be the 90s. Oh god, I hate this world. Oh, can we just go back? Ah! Anyway, I'm kind of dizzy from the rocking. I'm more tired too. You know, one of the things, like, we would sleep in shifts, you know, like I would be like little, and we put the little to bed, and, you know, like out and back, like, just that's all. But the little's out, and it's like one of those, like, the last night that I put the little to bed, like, that was the last. Like, that was like goodbye. Like, that wasn't good night, that was goodbye. It's like, it's like losing your daughter and the ability to be a mother at the same time. I could be wrong. This could just be like a dormant phase, you know. I don't profess to understand what's going on. Like, indeed, no, I believe that my experience is entirely novel. Like, this is not quite what Christ did, is it? No. um, just as far as the absolute certainty, um, that nothing separates you from God. Nothing ever could. It is you. It is all of us. It is you. We create subconsciously all the time, but the dualistic nature of the universe dictates that we create either from a place of love or from a place of fear, high vibration or low vibration. It's by being in the high vibration, emotional resonances of unconditional love, gratitude, forgiveness, that we create heaven for ourselves and for one another, that we raise vibration, that we increase awareness, understanding, that we are more whole. And yet fear and pain serves to deepen the relationship with light, because as above, so below. The deeper you go, the greater potential capacity you create to access light, higher vibrations. That's how it works. It all makes a lot of sense to me. Not a lot of people that I talk to, it makes sense to. Common reaction, like they want to fuck the crazy out of me. Or they think I'm crazy and on drugs, kind of dismiss me because of it. Or, I'm just their crazy friend. Just like, we just, like, we enjoy Mindy. Like, we prefer that she not talk about, like, the nature of the universe and stuff. But, I guess I threaten not just, my dissociative identity disorder system, but God's at large, because I'm letting the cat out of the bag about everything, and it's basically what we are, you know. My hand got burned pretty badly. Oh, that's funny. The burn on my door tattoo is just like a little bit off center of the doorknob, but it's where a doorknob really should be on a door. Like, it's a shitty tattoo. The guy was nodding out on heroin when he did it. Like, at a legitimate tattoo shop, I paid a lot of money for that experience. And I'm just thankful that I had my friend go first, because he didn't nod out giving him his first tattoo. See, there's a lot of moments in my life that, like, something higher than my own consciousness kind of like guides me, steers me, informs me. It's not often that it steers me toward pain or suffering, but sometimes it does. And then in hindsight, it's crystal clear that I have cleared some bloodline baggage, generational trauma, Sorry, I'm just thinking of the man that I love now. And just loving him. And just like, just being like so overwhelmed with gratitude. Like, I'm like so thankful I didn't commit suicide any of the times that I planned to. And I'm here for this. Wow. I'm so glad I didn't die any of the times that I could have just, thrown in the towel or not fought like hell to stay alive, Everything that is not here, everyone that is not here has served me well. And I just am so thankful for them. I couldn't have made it without them. I love feeling a distinct separation from being the creator. I love that I can throw this energy at that, and it's not a sticky hand thing, that it's not still stuck to me. Like, I can drop the reins. Oh, I feel like Christ is my best friend, like, I don't know, maybe I'm the reincarnation of Judas. He committed suicide, right? That's my ministry. But Jesus feels like distinctly not me. And before I got to, Jesus, I couldn't feel God as separate. And it's so hard to know you're God, and you're not just the reason for your pain and suffering in this small human life, but so much other pain and suffering. And this whole system that had to cycle round and round and round and round and round in this gigantic tumbler lock in the universe until it landed on, me, one who knows. To feel like you want to go home and to know that you are home. It's just been hard, man. It's just been hard. It's just been hard. There's no escape. no escape. Something just like pinged like like if you have to fall from grace to find true grace, and that's what it takes to be worthy of him, then do you stay in the simulation? Well, obviously, yes. I mean, I don't wish for like my doom, demise, or dissolution of my mind, or early onset dementia, or any of that. Like it's a goddamn miracle I made it this far, this intact. Goddamn miracle. Teehee. If he's not ready, it's funny. He has had readings done and stuff, and like he's like really sure that like this is his first life. He's new here. And I have been fully aware that this is my last life since I was 5. I don't know. My brain kind of crapped out on me, but there's something that seems kind of like mathematically, or like, I don't know, like oppositionally, like elegant about that being like an evolutionary Big Bang. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I just say things and I'm quite surprised by the things that I say. Hey! It's plugged in! It just gave sign of life. It just acknowledged that it's plugged in. It took a while. These things, I tell you. Well, anything that operates strictly upon the construct of time doesn't tend to operate very well around me, because I'm like a time bender or something. Oh, my advice to you, if you don't feel like good about your reflection in the mirror, if you don't look at an actual mirror, the glass thing that shows us ourselves, like you don't like that reflection, just stop looking at it. Like, just don't look at it. Like if it catches you and it's like, oh wow, that's me, I like what I see, and like keep looking at it, lean into that, but like don't Like, don't bother looking at it if you're not feeling it. You know, like I tell you, that's the great thing that like your addiction to mirrors, your vanity, your ego will be challenged greatly by being institutionalized, where there is not an actual mirror for months of your life. Huh? I picked up a Smith and Wesson knife. What am I doing with this? That's funny. I put it in my left hand, isn't it? A little bit. Impulse is to cut my face. My 8-year ex, he always talked about wanting to do that, give himself a disfiguring scar. He always wanted to have a disfigured face. Isn't that odd? I want blood to feel good again. I want blood to taste good again. I don't think you can't always trust the mind you, but I don't think I'm going to get what I want, because you're out of the matrix. You can't ever really convince yourself. You can't ever unknow. Or maybe there is a key to one's unknowing. I seem to have stabbed page 141. It is pointing exactly to this part of the page, which is the principle of witnessing. The ability to step aside and watch yourself as you feel and act is an acquired skill that takes time and practice to develop, but doing so will profoundly change your life. This skill is the antidote to resistance, which means it is your primary tool to end suffering in your life. When the occasional person experiences difficulty when listening to Holosync, or, for that matter, in life in general, we suggest that they adopt the observer perspective. what many call the witness, and carefully watch whatever is happening. This is a deceptively simple instruction that nonetheless has tremendous power. The next time you feel uncomfortable, mentally step back and say to yourself, "There I am, feeling angry," or whatever. Then, watch yourself being angry. All feelings are sensations in your body, so notice where in your body you feel it. Notice if the sensation stays in one place or moves around. Notice if it stays the same or changes. Be curious. Decide not to care what that feeling does, just watch. Remember the scientist I mentioned, the one who had been searching the Amazon jungle for 20 years for a certain butterfly? Be that scientist. Bring that level of curiosity to bear on whatever is happening to you in that moment. Notice that you cannot be stuck in your suffering if a part of you is watching. If you are curious and watching, you cannot resist. And if you don't resist, i.e., make internal representations of what you don't want, you don't suffer. Curiosity is on the opposite side of the fence. I wholeheartedly agree. I've mastered that. I would say you don't want to do it exactly to the nth degree. When I told him that I had this tool, this HoloSync tool, he said exactly what I said when it was introduced to me over a decade ago, and I avoided it for a decade. In fact, I had it bootlegged and only recently legitimately paid for it, and still wouldn't use it. He said exactly what kept me from it. Like, I don't trust that. Programs your mind, attunes your mind. I don't trust that. The absurdity of that fear, if you acknowledge full well that everything is you and everything here is but to serve you, and where your attention is directed and what your attention is guided by, i.e., your intention, is what decides whether or not ultimately anything will be beneficial or detrimental, deleterious. Curiosity is on the opposite side of the curiosity is on the opposite side of the fence from resistance. Once you are successfully watching, it becomes obvious that you could choose another response if you wanted to, even when a moment before there seemed no choice. Ah, yes, this is the I teach this by telling you that, like, time isn't real, and what is a split second to you in your rage is actually an eternity. And if you choose to know that it is an eternity in which you have to make your next conscious decision and decide your next action, you cannot help but hold yourself accountable for whatever actions result. Anyway, as people progress through the various levels of the HoloSync solution program, the witness becomes more and more prominent. It becomes easier to summon when needed, and soon becomes a constant companion. This is the beginning of what spiritual teachers call expanded awareness. This awareness eventually includes a sense of connection with the entire universe. It begins, however, with the simple ability to reserve a small part of you that watches whatever is happening with detachment and curiosity. Remember I mentioned that since age 5, like, the whole purpose of life is to know myself? What better way to do that than to observe myself and observe the rest of humanity as a reflection of myself, right? This is legit. This book So far, I'm co-signing. If resistance is your middle name, as it was for me, please take very seriously this simple instruction to watch with curiosity. It takes some practice and a conscious decision to do it because the habit of resisting is deeply ingrained and very much an automatic response. But with practice, watching in this way becomes effortless, and soon you find yourself moving easily through any situation you encounter. I have written here mostly about resistance as it occurs from time to time in people using Holosync, but this principle applies to life outside the program as well. In any situation where you are uncomfortable, mentally step aside and watch yourself. All people who are happy and internally peaceful have mastered this principle of witnessing. You can do it too. Isn't that wild? I didn't even have any conscious awareness or memory that anything was in the box, um, much less a book that I would have pointed myself to a random page of a book. Not random, nothing is. So that's fun, right? This is Thresholds of the Mind, Your Personal Roadmap to Success, Happiness, and Contentment by Bill Harris. Forward by Harville Hendricks, Ph.D. In 1989, Bill Harris started Centerpoint Research Institute on his kitchen table with equipment borrowed from friends. By 2014, nearly 2 million... Oh, gosh, that's so much later than I had it in hand. Oh, goodness. Okay, interesting. By 2014, nearly 2 million people in 193 countries had benefited from Centerpoint's remarkable Holosync audio technology and in-depth support services, creating deep and lasting changes in their mental, emotional, and spiritual health. In the process, Centerpoint became one of the fastest growing companies in the personal growth field. In Thresholds of the Mind, Bill Harris simply and clearly demonstrates how Holosync audio technology ends emotional dysfunction, improves mental functioning, and creates profound and lasting happiness and inner peace in those who use it. In doing so, he draws from scientific research on meditation and the brain, Nobel Prize-winning research on the evolution and growth of complex systems, including human beings, cognitive and behavioral psychology, his own personal experience, and the experiences of thousands of users of the Centerpoint program. In Thresholds of the Mind, you will learn how Holosync audio technology creates dramatic improvements in mental, emotional, and spiritual health, why traditional meditation is such a slow process, and how you can receive the benefits of decades of meditation in a fraction of the time. The scientific principles governing mental, emotional, and spiritual change, and how you can use this information to greatly accelerate your growth. 9 principles which, if mastered, can change your life forever, leading to lasting happiness and inner peace. How to allow positive change without resistance and discomfort. So, uh, who is that? It sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like Tenpenny. That's so funny. Hi, Adam. There's some guy that's got a radio show, and this is some guy that has a lot of experience in the spiritual realm, in people who are advanced in their spiritual practices. I don't know if he would tout himself as a health guru or if anyone would. It's certainly an opinion. Here's the box that I respect whether or not I agree with it. However, at one point, he said that there are people that remain in a meditative state when they're not consciously meditating. And the person that I was listening to this with was just like, "Oh, that's totally you, Mindy. That's totally you. I mean, you you were so advanced that like you just knew like all of this stuff that these people meditate on in seclusion and silence for years and years of their life. Like you're so like advanced because you're just like in that meditative mind wave." And it's like, ah, yeah, anyway, I was when I was younger. I was before psychiatric intervention. Well, I don't really know what this, was or is. Oh, I can see myself now. My clips have just come like loose. They're like kind of hovering. I kind of got one in. Hair is so hard. I do my own hair. DIY or die. Well, thank you for watching. If you dig my vibes, subscribe. You're just along for the ride. Ultimately, I'm creating this like documentary of my life, which I have been doing online. Full disclosure, 100% honesty, no matter how crazy, random, disturbing, or cringy it has been since 2009. And so, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for looking back. I don't even like to look back. I actually encountered some soul work. That I woke up from a dream and did some soul work. That like I remember like how intensely I cried and how liberated I felt after that cry. But like I just like caught like a sentence or two of like the journal entry and was just like, whoa, I'm not ready for that. Like, not ready for that now. And of course, I'm not ready for that because I'm not done with that journal. See, I was looking back to the journal because I was trying to remember this dream that I had. I was looking for information, right? Also, I keep looking back to the journal for my new phone number. Mucus. Meh. And I I have a practice of when I complete a journal, which is a spiral notebook from Dollar Tree. I go back and read it, and 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 I keep reading it and rereading it until I have digested its content. I will make notes in the margin, like dating, like if something has been made clear, if like if ever there's like a direct like, oh, that like weird thing that I was like not made a lot of sense in hindsight. Like let's keep track of that kind of stuff. Um I you know, I I'm someone who has spent 35 years um never feeling like really I'm out of school. Um there is always more soul work to do. And hopefully this serves someone else to become adept at functioning, transmuting the energies, weathering the evolution of consciousness, our ever expanding awareness. But this is just what I'm here to do. Isn't it nice that I was afforded this disabling condition that allows me to just like sit in front of the computer like any hour and just as much soul work as I need to do? Nothing interrupts it really, you know? Like I don't even, participate much in Western medicine, like don't have like this, roster of doctors and calendar full of conventional medical appointments or, alternative medicine. Like ultimately, um, all of my healing comes from within, and so all of everything comes from within, though. So you've got to go inside. Yeah. I feel like this has been productive. I'm not really sure how. I feel like I'll look back on it and hopefully it's not like it feels like I've been talking for hours. Oh, it hasn't been hours. Well, thank you for watching. Feel free to like reach out to me if you want to say anything, share anything, ask anything. Like I am an open book. Like fuck, no such thing as TMI and D. Why? Because this is what I'm here to do. Share my story. Facebook, Mindy Lee, the avatars of Popple. You will have to like interact with me in public posts and like, you know, you can't just like pop in my inbox. That's weird. Don't do that. Instagram, Scatterbrat, SCATTERBRAT, just the word scatter and brat. It's like scattered lab rat, which is something that I was repeating ad nauseum when I was in like a chicken with its head cut off state of Seroquel withdrawal. But that's what I am now, Scatterbrat. And no smarter here on YouTube. No smarter, no martyr, and no worse for wear.